This is the Hidden Killers podcast with Tony Bruschi.
A 63-year-old New York woman, Wendy Stone, been accused of hiding her deceased boyfriend's body in a recycling bin in the basement of their Rochester home for months. Why? Well, she wanted to continue collecting his Social Security benefits. Stone allegedly poured bleach on the remains periodically to mask the odor and used the funds for personal expenses, including restaurant meals, shopping sprees, and ATM withdrawals. I'm just thinking that's got to be a lot of bleach that you're having to pour down there. And at some point, would it do its job, and the effect of the bleach would go away, the bleach smell would go away, and you just have kind of corpse and juice?
Don't you think after a point that bleach eats your recycle bin? Because now you're just creating this weird, disgusting, I don't know what it is. It's like
congealed
remains. Yeah.
It makes me think of the Breaking Bad episode where they poured whatever the heck, there was some chemical, and it will not eat plastic, but it will eat porcelain. And Jesse on the episode didn't follow the instructions and poured it into a bathtub, and it ate through the porcelain, and all of a sudden this body goo comes flying through the ceiling because it ate through all of that. And it was, So when you're disposing of a body, you need to make sure you're using the correct materials to store the body.
And it just seems like it's just, the more you pour in, eventually you're just going to fill it up. But what are you do? Does
What's
it just
the
sit
end
there?
game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to get caught eventually.
Yeah. Someone's going to smell that. Or how do you stand that at a certain point? Inhaling bleach is horrible. It's like, what? Yeah.
And the bleach combined with that, the stench just doesn't go away because of the bleach. It would have to. And the fact that you're like, got to go pour some more bleach on Bob or whoever it is, it's just so twisted.
The U.S. Attorney's Office announced on Monday that Stone had been charged with theft of government funds, aggravated identity theft, and making false statements to obtain Social Security benefits. These charges could result in up to 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Because I'm sure she's good for the $250,000 fine, considering she's hiding a body in her house to use Social Security money. According to federal court documents, the case began when Stone's boyfriend, Kenneth Crisman, requested a replacement debit card for his Social Security benefits just days before his death on December 28th of 2022. After discovering Crisman's body, Stone allegedly decided to keep his death a secret to continue receiving his benefits. She wrapped his body in plastic, placed it in a recycling bin, and hid it in the basement, authorities say. Court documents reveal that Stone activated Crisman's debit card on January 6, 2023, and began using it for purchases the next day. Over the following month, she's accused of spending nearly $8,000 of Crisman's benefits on items from Walmart, the Home Depot, and Staples, as well as making multiple ATM withdrawals. Surveillance footage captured Stone and her son shopping in a Walmart in Greece, New York on August 10th of 23. She was also seen withdrawing cash from an ATM June 6, 23. Stone even opened a rent-a-car account using Crisman's benefits in March of 23, or Rent-A-Center account, rather. In January of 24, during the Social Security Administration review, Stone allegedly lied about her living situation, claiming no one had moved in or out of her residence since December 21, including births or deaths. It's a false statement, combined with her use of Crisman's benefits, rendered her ineligible for her own Social Security benefits during that period. Neighbors expressed shock at the allegations, describing the neighborhood as generally peaceful. Stone is not currently facing any charges related to Crisman's death, which is a little odd.
I have so many questions about this, and that last sentence is why. But so he requested the debit card on December 28th. Mm-hmm. She activates it on January 6th, which would be about how long it would take to get it, I would think, especially with Christmas mail.
Yeah.
10 days seems about right. Or so. But in the 10-day period, he just happens to die. And then she decides to go ahead and activate it. But after he happens to die, she wrapped his body in plastic, placed it in a recycling bin in the basement. How? How did she do that?
I have a lot of questions about.
She's 63.
What's his size? What's her size?
Weightlifter.
I mean, well, maybe he's just a feeble old man too. I don't know. I'd be curious about what his size and weight were.
50 pounds.
Still be a lot. That's
How did you manage to, maybe even dragging him into the basement? But how do you get him into a recycle bin?
I don't know. I don't know how fucking killers do it.
I think she had to have help.
Well, she got her son that's out shopping too. So I'm wondering if the son.
I'm wondering.
That's a good mother.
I just find it pretty convenient that he orders a debit card, just happens to die. And rather than report it, she's like, if I don't report it, I can continue using his benefits.
Mm-hmm.
But then I don't even get how the Social Security figured out the guy was dead, because he could have been used. They must have seen something suspicious.
Well,
and she's denied her own Social Security benefits.
Well, how did this happen where she thought, let's not report him dead? I mean, is he just laying in the house dead for a couple days and she gets the mail and it's like, oh shit, good idea. I'm glad I didn't report him. Ding. It's a good thing I didn't report him because now I can use the benefits. Yeah. I mean, she had to have kind of planned that a little bit, I would think, ahead of time to not report the body, report him dead.
Something, yeah. And did he really die naturally? He was in the recycle bin for quite a while, so I don't know if they can even properly figure out how he passed away.
Well, I mean, just the idea of this in itself. You have your loved one that you care about, supposedly. They die, and then you're able to go and pour bleach on them day after day in a bin in your basement. I mean, that's just insane. I couldn't imagine doing something. It's so gruesome. All to get some extra money. And this is somebody
you love.
Yes.
For $8,000 of his benefits is what basically
I don't get it. But yeah, and I'm sorry. I do not understand. You got to be fucking strong, I think, to be a murderer, like physically, if you're going to move bodies around. Because look, the only bodies I've ever moved were fucking pigs on my farm. And that was hell. That was the most smelly, difficult, just the dead weight of a body is shockingly heavy.
Yeah.
It is shockingly heavy. It's not like lifting a weight or this or that, because the weight kind of distributes itself in different areas and you're not quite sure where it's going to go. And it's almost, gelatinous, and it's just fucking horrible. The people that do this sort of shit and regularly move bodies and like Long Island serial killer, like how the fuck are you, like, why? It's such a disgusting, gross, which I'm glad most people feel that way, because it keeps people, from going, oh, that's an easy thing to do.
And I can use his Social Security benefits. Yeah. No problem.
Yeah. Well, she found a way to certainly use those benefits.
I just wonder if she will be charged.
I'm guessing they may need to do a little investigating. It's going to be difficult with depending on the state of the corpse. I would imagine
it's just her word that he conveniently died.
I imagine there's skeletal remains. So if there's like a bullet hole or something, that would be interesting.
But if she poisoned him,
it's going to be hard. You can't really
ever know that.
Can't really do toxicology at this point. No. No. Well, that's where you get to her Google searches and you start looking at her digital footprint and see what she searched for. And if it had something to do with how to poison husband and how to hide body, and these things were done prior to his death, well, you might just have a homicide.
You're in the thick of a true crime saga, every detail sinking in. And then, wham, a commercial about something you couldn't care less about. It's like being served a microwaved dinner at a 5-star restaurant. But it doesn't have to be this way. Go for True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. With True Crime Today Premium Plus, you get uninterrupted, ad-free episodes, extended interviews that dig even deeper into the muck, and early access so you can brag to your friends. It's like ordering the secret menu at a crime buffet. So, search for True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts, subscribe, and savor every twisted detail without interruption.